Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Daze and welcome to this massive White Rabbit video. We've got loads to talk about, loads to decode. We have literally spent pretty much all of Raw talking about this week's clue, and there is loads to go through. First thing I'll say is it obviously was not the clue that was rumored, which I think is very interesting. There is, of course, still a chance that we get that clue, but the clue that was teased on Reddit is not the clue that we got. And so I must admit, I was not expecting all of this, so definitely caught me off guard, but we've done our best to try and decode it. Massive thank you to people in the chat. Massive thank you to anyone and everyone that has sent stuff over to me. I've tried to look into as much as I can, but it has been like overwhelming. You guys have been absolutely incredible. But as a result, we've got so much to talk about. Let's start, shall we, with the clue, what seemed to be the most obvious clue from the code, from the QR code this week, and that was this 40701. So this appeared at the end of the clip. For those of you that don't know what the clip was, it was different superstars saying a different word. Those words, when they were put together, said, "Who killed the world? You did. You did. Feed your head. Feed your head." So that's what it said. Different superstars. We had the likes of The Rock and Orton and Papa Shango and Road Dogg, Kurt Angle. There was lots of different superstars that said a word each. Then when we got to the end of that, we got this code. This code definitely feels like a zip code. I don't know that anyone's actually looked into that as a date. Yeah, I don't know if anyone's looked into like the 7th of April 2001. That could be interesting. But as a zip code, this actually took us here. It takes us to Kentucky and it takes us to Corbin, Kentucky, which is really, really interesting because Baron Corbin, Happy Corbin, is seemingly in the process of changing his character, changing his gimmick. And so this kind of felt like it was pointing in that direction, that this could be something to do with Corbin. Now, also I will say is that there's another link to this, and that is that in 2020, in Corbin, Kentucky, The Fiend defended the Universal Championship against The Miz. Now, I don't know if that's the strongest link because, you know, they did a show and The Fiend was there and he was champion. I don't know if that means much. I kind of feel like the link to Corbin is quite strong, but it is definitely worth mentioning this as well, that there was a show that happened in Corbin, Kentucky. The champion was The Fiend, and he defended successfully against The Miz. He didn't win the title there or anything along those lines. He went in as champion. He defended it and left. Had that have been like where The Fiend became champion, that could have been very interesting if the clue had pointed to that. But this is just like seemingly a bit of a random title defense. So, yeah, not sure how much we can read into that. But that's what it points to, Corbin, Kentucky. Also, we got this. This was quite interesting. At the bottom of the video, you can see there was another code, some coordinates. And if you actually put those coordinates in, it then took you to this. I mean, this is just crazy, isn't it? This apparently is a massive art installation. This is in Italy. It's in Artesina. So I don't think there's any links to John Cena. But Artesina, Italy, giant pink bunny, a giant pink stuffed rabbit on an Italian mountain. So it's just this massive, giant stuffed pink rabbit that people could visit, but apparently you can't visit it anymore. No idea what that connects to. I mean, it is a giant bunny. I suppose it connects to White Rabbit. It might connect to Ramblin' Rabbit. It definitely connects like to the fun house with how playful it is. But I mean, it's just a weird thing, isn't it? I mean, How that connects to anything in WWE is not quite obvious at the moment. Maybe it connects more so to Bray because of the Fun House than anything else. But that one's a little bit out there. That one's a little bit strange. I don't know that anyone's necessarily got a satisfying answer to that one. But as we said, we got to that thanks to the coordinates that were at the bottom of the clip. Next, this one, Cookie Kid on Fire on Twitter pointed this one out. This was a cactus that's just hidden. There's not only have you got the superstars, there's like lots of little images that are hidden in there. I can see this being a clue that is poured over for a long time. But Cookie Kid on Fire spotted this, that this looks like a W. And not only that, it's got 6 kind of branches coming off of it. And so, you know, again, people have thought W for Windham. They've thought 6 for Windham 6. You know, could this be a way of saying Windham 6 or Wyatt 6 with this looking like a W and having the 6 branches? So that's just another little thing that's in there. There was other imagery that was in there. We will talk about those in a sec. But yeah, there was some like Dink playing golf that didn't really make any sense. There was some of rabbits that were in there. That obviously makes a lot more sense. But there were some like random images. I think there was some of like ECW as well. Sandman was in there. And that's got people speculating about Philadelphia. And could there be links? Could it be just little nods to Philadelphia? I don't know how Dink playing golf has got anything to do with anything. But yeah, interesting. And as I said, I reckon there's even more that you can look into with that. But this is what's shown itself so far. Next, we got this. So obviously when some of these places were found, I think the Corbin one in particular was found, people started to discover places to do with White Rabbit, and White Rabbit records showed up. And amazingly, people found this on YouTube. I mean, this is stunning. There's a lot to talk about with this as well. So they went to YouTube, and that's when this 04062 code showed itself. The video is only 2 seconds long. There is a weird noise in the background. Some people think they can hear "Let Me In." All I can tell you is I've listened to it with headphones on. I've played it at slow speed. I've played it at fast speed. I can't hear it. I can't hear it. I don't know that it's there, but some people say they can hear it. But yes, basically you go to this White Rabbit Records and it's got this. There's actually 2 videos on the channel. The other one is from 15 years ago. An upload from 15 years ago. And it is of White Rabbit from Jefferson Airplane. What's interesting is if you click on the About tab, that actually says that the channel has got over 19.5 million views. So there's about 4 million views that are hidden on the channel. Also, it says that there's 31 videos on the channel, but only 2 are visible. So that says to me there's 29 hidden videos on the channel. Now, these videos might have nothing to do with White Rabbit, might have nothing to do with this. And so they've just hidden them. And so, you know, it might not mean anything. But equally, there could be some other clues that get revealed. I really don't know. Like, it's very interesting. 2 videos are showing, but when you add up the views of those videos, it doesn't equal the amount of views that show in the About Me tab or the About tab. So just thought that was worth mentioning. But yeah, how crazy is that? This YouTube channel has got White Rabbit from 15 years ago. And now it's got this that was uploaded like during Raw. And as I said, it is a code. It's 04062. When you put that in, it takes you here. It takes you to Windham. Now, as you can imagine, that has got people very, very excited. Very, very excited. So, yeah, it takes you to a place called Windham. Now, I would say the links to Bray are very strong in this clue. Very, very strong. It feels like there's a nod to Corbin. It feels like there's a nod to Windham. It is worth mentioning as well. I don't know that I've put it in this video. I did put it in the previous video, but of course I'll mention it here as well. If you actually go into the source code of the QR code, which is something I don't know how to do, but thankfully there are screenshots. If you go into the source code, Aleister Black's lyrics, theme song lyrics are hidden in the source code. So I know people are going to get really excited about, well, this is Bray. It's confirmed it's Bray. Just bear in mind that Aleister Black's lyrics are hidden in the source code. Just bear in mind that one of the zip codes takes you to a place called Corbin. So it does feel to me like WWE and whoever is behind this is definitely putting in references to a lot. I would say lots. At this point, I would say lots, because if you add in all the other clues as well, it feels like there are references to lots of different superstars. You can definitely make an argument to make connections to Carrion, to Corbin, to Aleister Black, to Finn Balor, to Alexa Bliss. Like, you can go through a list of superstars. I think it's undeniable, though, that the strongest links are to Bray Wyatt. So I'm certainly not denying that. Bray is the front runner. He's been the front runner pretty much all throughout, in all fairness. And I don't think there'll be much here that will change people's minds. And certainly this won't. This is very strong, isn't it? Very, very strong. And how random that it's just from like this random YouTube channel. So yeah, we got that. As well as that, it's worth mentioning that this is a TikTok. And that was pointed out by Malone's family circle, saying that, like, is TikTok, the fact this is a TikTok, it's not actually like a QR code, it's just on TikTok. Is that a bit of a clue? You know, is that a link to Carrion? Because obviously Carrion's catchphrase is TikTok. So how interesting that this is on TikTok. So yeah, that was pointed out. If you go to the TikTok, this is what you see. So I believe it is just this video. And then you can see that it's just got followers, got likes. They're not following anyone. It's at Come With Me. And it is worth mentioning the QR code that was on the edge of the announce table tonight had Come With Me written above it again. Of course, one of the things people have got excited about is the fact that around the rabbit is a red circle. That red circle, again, synonymous with Bray Wyatt, synonymous with Windham. So that's obviously got people talking. We are getting towards the end of it. I know we've covered a lot of stuff here, but there's a lot of stuff to cover. Here you can see an astronaut. This was in the clip. This is one of those other images, just like the cactus from earlier. This is one of those other images that people have got excited about. That definitely looks like Alexa in the reflection. I even tweeted out how cool it was. Yeah, I must admit, looking at it, I was convinced that was Alexa as well. People have found the original picture, and actually when you zoom it out and look at the full picture, it does become a lot more obvious that that is actually a space lander. So it's not Alexa. It just really does look like Alexa. It's actually a space lander. It's a spacecraft lander. So that is one that we can rule out. When you see the bigger image, it's a lot clearer. And it definitely, you can see what it is then. So yeah, that one, there's a lot of doing the rounds that's Alexa. I think we can rule that one out. And then I think this is this the final one? Well, it might be the final one. This is from Sean Ross Sapp. There's also 930 YWG in the URL. 9:30 is this weekend's SmackDown. YWG is Winnipeg, and that is where the show is, in Winnipeg, not the airport. So, yeah, if you wanted to see where the link was to SmackDown, it was actually hidden in the URL. I mean, this is crazy. This is so crazy. This is so, you've got to do so much deep diving. In a way, it actually took me out of Raw. I mean, Raw, it was impossible to like be covering all of this and watching Raw. Part of me thinks that some of this is a little bit too deep now. Like, it's so hard to do this and try and watch a wrestling show at the same time. So I do feel sorry for people that were on Raw tonight, because I don't know how much attention they actually had, because the wrestling world was doing this deep diving. So yeah, I don't know if it's wise that they do like this level of stuff. I don't know. It's very much fun though. It's great, and I'm sure you lot are enjoying it just as I am. And then have we got one more? Yeah, this is our final image. I just wanted to mention this because this was very different and stood out. All those superstars were saying words, but this wasn't a superstar, or at least wasn't an obvious superstar. And they really stand out. Whoever this is, whatever this shadowy figure is, I think is very important. And you hear them say the word did, or at least I think it's them. And of course, it might not have been them. And someone said it sounded a little like the boogeyman. So maybe it wasn't them talking. Maybe they just used the boogeyman. But this shadowy figure certainly does not feel like the boogeyman. So this, again, if you are going to analyze stuff, this is definitely something to look at. I know that's a lot of information, and I hope I made it as clear as I possibly could. There were other theories that we could cover, but I really need to get to like the Raw review, and I don't want to blow your mind any further because I think all the other theories are quite like on the outskirts, if you will. There's a lot of stuff. We will, of course, go through that and do an update video as and when, but I just wanted to get this out for you to see and share and get your thoughts. So let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. It was a big one. It was a deep one. I don't know quite what we can take from it. The other thing that's worth mentioning is that Edge did return at the end of Raw. So it does feel like Edge can be removed as one of the suspects. So now what does it leave us with? I mean, I think it really leaves Bray out on his own. I still think Alexa is in the running. I think Alexa's still in the conversation. The fact that Corbin was mentioned tonight is interesting, as, you know, is Aleister Black's lyrics. But yeah, this feels very Bray. And I think the more we're going into it, the more Bray is becoming a very, very firm favorite. So yeah, again, let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. And I will see you again next time. Bye for now.